This is C.R.P.H.A, Humanitarian, and our business advocate of C.R.P.H.A is going to be added into this video. The topic on this one video is, today anyway, is about UPS, not the United Postal Service, but the UPS of course, the brown UPS. The one that goes beyond, or generally in a veritable aspect of international, equal to its competitors of FedEx and DHL, among others. The one thing is, though, this one has to do with their current operation. Since of late, anyway. When it comes to their operation within the California, it could easily be happening also in other states too, but I haven't gotten any reports on that, or even anybody mentioning anything on that aspect. It has even come to my attention that the company is not really paying attention to the operation, be that brought on and orchestrated by their employees. Now, I know everybody has a hard time trying to get things done in a timely manner and all this other stuff, but the one thing is, when it comes to working in a delivery service, it could be any of them, you need to be more than willing to go to that area, that address and location more than one time. There's ways to also go to the points to where if you can see that the person's either not answering the door or not answering their gate, or not not home, what you could do, there's one thing you could do: leave a note, have them call you on your cell phone, or the company dispatch, and to let them know, okay, you're going to be home, that the person's going to be home on such and such day, such and such time, or all day, on whichever part of the week, and then deliver it then. That way the person doesn't have to go, okay, like, where is the damn package? Why is my package showing up? And in many cases, they could be delivering it from an order that's been processed and supposed to be at your place, at the customer's place, essentially, on a particular day and time and whatnot. And instead, this is the one thing I've run into. 2 deliveries so far. One, I had to go uptown to get to get my particular package, instead of them doing periodic visits to and knocking on my door while I'm home most of the day anyway. At times, and on the day that I know I'm supposed to be here, I'm usually here anyway. I'm usually at home, essentially. And all I've gotten was a sticker on the door. Hey, that's fine. I had no problem going down there at the time. But when it came to a particular thing, like if I needed to get a new phone or something, then yeah, I was here expecting it, because it said it was supposed to be here at a certain point in time. I got emails, essentially, and UPS did it again. Instead of doing periodic aspects to come to my place of residence at various points within the day. It could be like one time a day or at least two times a day. In between there, and even with the fact that they don't need to be feeling overworked or overstressed by doing this. That way they can show their supervisors when they pull into the yard, if you will, or the distribution center or whatever, and they show packages sent. I didn't drop them off anywhere else but where they were supposed to be. But in my case, they were dropped off and left at where they were not addressed at. Case in point, I had 2 packages, 2 separate times, same damn delivery service. UPS, the brown UPS. I had to go uptown, not too far, luckily, on both aspects. But the particular package that I had sent in my new to be sent to my new location of where I'm living, it, instead of doing 2 times a day or at least 1 time a day within the same week, it was addressed to my home address, yet it went right over to a business. I had to get ready, go out over there, down across town, get it, show my ID, which I did, I had no problem with doing this one. But if it happens more than once, come on, there's something wrong here. It's either they're becoming too lazy, or they feel overworked that they don't want to deal with it, or the fact that they want to get things done and over with, regardless of how the customer that's supposed to be getting the damn package may feel or really want to do or deal with. The whole base of business is, and the whole success of a business is customer satisfaction, which basically builds up the customer loyalty to use the damn service repeatedly. My 2 experiences shows either the company is allowing this to happen, or the delivery driver is doing it just to get the package sent, regardless, even if it's not at the very fucking location that it's supposed to be at. I'm not saying leave it at the front door if they're not home. I'm not saying that, because there's been many cases of people looking around to swipe shit, especially things from Amazon and various other delivery services. I'm not saying that, but it doesn't take a whole hell of a lot to come over to the address 1 hour if they're not answering the door or not home. Before you come over to the address or addresses, say in a later day before you pull into the distribution center parking lot with that truck, with the company truck or van or whatever the hell. And no matter how strenuous and how time consuming it may be, take your time. I tell this to everybody. I tell this to even people who new in doing anything like fast food, for example. I say, take your time. Don't feel pushed. Don't feel rushed. Just do what you can the best way you can. And if the customer has a problem with you, it's not because of you. It's because they feel too overly worked or overly stressed that they feel they should get things a lot like this, like a fucking genie. It doesn't work that way. If the customer cannot fucking find, if the customers at the fast food restaurants and other restaurants can't see that the person is doing the best that he or she can and is able to do, even while being new and trying to get used to the operation and everything, right? The way things are supposed to go and everything, but still is trying to do the best they can to serve the customer, then guess what? It's not on the new employee. Even though the new employee takes it that way, though, it shouldn't be that way. That's why I say, do what you can, do the best thing, the best way you can, and the speed, the pace and speed that you can, that you feel comfortable to where you're not overly stressed, or you don't get stressed at all, and take your time seriously, because I said eventually, and I say, as you keep doing it, you'll get the hang of it. But the one thing is also, I say, take your time. Don't push yourself too hard. And they more than appreciate that. If they got more of that, then guess what? I'm sure it'd be more than making their day. Seriously. But on occasion, just like city bus drivers, they'll get, "Where were you? Why weren't you here at the scheduled time?" The reason I know that is because, and when it comes to bus drivers, city bus drivers, is they get stressed out not only due to traffic at times, but also the passenger situations when they load on. They're used to the questions of how much it is or for whatever. But the one thing is that they always get hassles. My uncle, my mother's sister's husband, and who I don't communicate with anymore because, of course, my mother's sister's husband, be of course my mother's sister that I'm referring to, is illogical, and she doesn't live in California. She lives in the neighboring state, though, not Nevada, not Oregon, not Washington, not Texas, not Central California or Southern California or anything like that. It's the very, very desert state on the other side of Utah, and on one side of Utah and one side of Nevada. And there's a football team by the name of the Cardinals. And with that aspect, I'm thinking that you should know. The basic fact is that I've seen my now uncle that lives in that area, in that state, when he lived out here in California, working for what was then Santa Clara County Transit in the Santa Clara County, which is now called Valley Transportation Agency or Authority, whichever the fuck. It doesn't really matter. I know I saw what he dealt with day in and day out while driving each different route, and even though with the fact that I'm a very caring person, I'm not gonna fucking mention his name for his safety with the online situation as well. I'm not going to say that by doing that, and I'm not going to mention my mother's sister's name that's married to him. because I'm a very caring person, even though she wasn't really cordial since of late, even before late, many years before late, that is. Um, Due to her issues, situations, emotional, psychological, medical, it doesn't matter. But nonetheless, I'm not going to mention both of their names because I'm a caring person. I'm not going to say it will change the way their manners or their attitudes towards myself and the rest of the family, including my own mother. But but I can tell you another one that's dealt with a lot of stress. And practically had a hissy fit over it more than once, I'm sure. Is one of my mother's younger sisters, and I'm not going to mention her name, and I'm not going to say whether she lives in California or not. Although I've had my own situations of dealing with her, but nonetheless, I still care about my family members, even though if I don't communicate with them a whole hell of a lot, and the ones I still communicate with, I still care about on the same level. Mm, um, but anyway, the the basic fact is that UPS has been around for a number of centuries actually, and now due to their incompetence, it's gotten to where either the company is not realizing this, the brown UPS that is, um, where instead of doing periodic or at least weekly visits to the address that the package is labeled to go to make sure that the person's there, and when the person's there to have them sign for it and be done with it, and after they give them the package, right? But no, this has happened so far twice to me, and I'm sure it's happened maybe more than twice to other people. Is that where they have to either go over to a different location of a business to get the damn package, when they really shouldn't have to do that. It should come right to their damn door. But let's put it this way: if I was in that same delivery service and the person wasn't there, and after I finished delivering every other package, I'd still do periodic visits at least once or twice within the same day. At least twice in the same day, and then do it again on the next round. Do it again the next round till that person got the package, because that's the main focal point to that damn service. And make sure the person or customer or even future customer that would use their delivery service to send something to wherever the fuck else would be able to use, right? Now, I'm a business advocate, besides humanitarian, health, education, and disability advocate, as well as humanitarian and citizen advocate. But the basic fact is that I know the proper way of operating a business. I've worked in retail for over 12 years, and the layout and everything of each different one that I've worked for, especially in fast food. I did everything within the best of my abilities and the best way I understood. And if there was anything, I'd ask, no problem, no shame. But the basic fact is, when it came to longs, I did everything within logic. and realistic aspects. And I made sure that things were done the right way they were supposed to be done. That way there was return customers every day of every week. And even if they didn't come within the same week or month, I knew that they would eventually go to one of the other stores. And if they didn't get the same type of service that I would give them, I'm sure they'd come over and I'd give them the same thing. The same positive, that is. It's not like I said I'm going out of my way to do shit. I do things because I know it's the right thing to do. And plus, on top of that, that's what makes businesses thrive, flourish, expand, last longer, stay open for many years, more than any other company has in any part of it of anyone's existence, even the founders. You know. But it I don't like making reports like this. But the basic fact is that UPS has gone downhill in the base of customer satisfaction and customer service. It and it may happen. It may be happening to a variable numbers of people for very stupid, illogical reasons. But it shouldn't. And things better change, because if it happens to a scattered number of people, then eventually it'll happen to more and more and more down the line. Not acceptable. Yes, I know. Being in the public eye as I have and that I am as an advocate, and that I have been while working in the business world, retail to start with. I know things can be stressful. I know things can be, you know, overwhelming and whatnot else, and I know that many people do more than tend to, without even realizing it themselves at times. I'm sure. They bring their home life and situations and negative issues, what have you, to work with them. That is a big, big no-no. That is a big no-no. Never do that. No matter how much it would weigh down on your mind, never, never bring your home issues in life and whatnot to work with you. Leave it right on this side of the door, the inside. Don't bring it outside with you. And I know, yes, it's easier said than done at times. Emotionally as well as psychologically, I understand that. But the basic fact is, the more you bring it with you, the less you're going to care of getting things done properly. And that can make you lose your job to where you won't be able to pay your bills or rent or mortgage or child support if you have to. Or anything for that matter, especially when it comes to groceries and gas for your vehicles and various other things. And things that may need to repair, or you might need to get a new TV or new whatever the fuck else, right? And off and on, employment it does gradually, if without even notice, it does become scarce. It's either the company doesn't have the financial backing to hire more, or they're full staffed and within their financial aspects, or there's basically to the point to where there's no jobs because, of course, the economy's gone out of whack to the points where many of them have gone overseas or out of state or out of county or whatever the hell else. But the basic fact is that won't happen as long as you, being the employee, if you're working for a UPS, the brown UPS to start with, and of course this would go towards any other delivery service, including Amazon, including FedEx and other delivery services. Don't bring your home life and home issues and problems with you. Take your time as you go and do your job. Keep a positive, open mind. Keep a clear head. And as you do this, over time, at first it may seem like it's taken a lot of time to do all this, right? It doesn't. Put it all into one aspect of perspective. And eventually it'll all mold into one. And you'll be able to make a number of visits to places more than one time a day, or if not more than one time a week, to make sure that package is delivered. Or else you're gonna get a lot of fucking phone calls saying, my package hasn't come over here since I got the notice from the company, from the one company that it's coming from, has said it's been shipped. And I've had to go completely more than out of my way more than once to get it from other places, when I have other things to take care of, and I have other responsibilities. Of course, the customer service aspect is to put that into more than concern and put it on file to where they may need to change their policy to make sure the customer gets shit done, which can easily affect the employee to where they can nearly lose their job if it happens more than once. Now, I'm not one to go towards making it to where people lose their jobs. I don't want nobody to lose their job. But the basic fact is that people deserve to get their packages on a timely manner. When they're home and when they're not, hold on to it. Put it aside till the next shipment, whatever. But there could also be where the company says, okay, sir or ma'am, what day are you going to be home the whole entire day? Then they can try to work that in to making sure that it gets to that address and zip code and part of the town, vicinity of residents anyway as well, on that day that the person's going to be home all day. Or even after they get back from work. Or after they get back from grocery shopping or something. Or there's another aspect where they can have a secondary address to have it sent to, where they wouldn't mind going to, or where it can be brought to them by a family member or friend. But mainly directly to the address that it is labeled as. In many apartments, not very many people not very many delivery services take this into consideration, is by putting it into the rental office that's on the same premises as the address and apartment number of the location of where the package is supposed to be delivered at. That's one. That's one way. And I haven't seen hardly any of it happen that way. And if it does, it happens every so often. So basically, the one thing is UPS needs to restructure their operation. UPS Brown needs to restructure their operation. If one driver does one visit and nobody's home, for example, then they can switch it over to another driver that's heading that direction any hour within the same day. As long as the person gets the damn thing, that's the main thing right there. Seriously. So, in all, UPS, you either make this more than an actuality, or eventually, UPS Brown, you will be getting way less customers coming towards you for your services. And believe me, I don't want to see any other business leaving or the state or leaving the U.S. or going completely under in the points of Section 11, because being commercialized bankruptcy is not a fun thing to go through for any business. The basic fact is the more it happens, the less customers they'll get, and the more they'll be given to their competitors. That's another bad thing right there. The basic fact is also, I'm going to give you an example. When I was working for Long's, and even after the fact of working for Long's, it was in one part of California that I saw this that I did this, essentially. There was a saying that the company was about to close one location because they were about to open a new location, which was about half a mile or so down from the old location, from the original location, essentially. But the new location was a smaller store versus the regular size store that's been open since 60, 70 or whatever, or even 80 for that matter. I had it to where I was able to get it to where the company was able to keep that store open and open the new store in the same process. Thereby, there would be no worries about the employees losing their jobs or having to relocate to other stores or and try to get other places of employment. And in addition, I had it to where that would also not only benefit the company and the store itself, and also help the new store in the long run. It also made it to where the customers that didn't want to go too damn far, even to where the competitors would benefit from it, right? But the customers would be able to go to that store still continuously, as well as the new store, if need be, and if they really wanted to, which was again not that far from the original location of the older store. And the company of Long's benefited from it. Simple as that. It made that built the revenue for the company, as well as it built more customer satisfaction, and and it became more successful. And yet, even though they may have put out saying that they may close that store at one point before I did that, or even in the process while I was doing that, who's to say? But then when I found out that I was going to stay open, the manager of the time of that location thanked me via email. Now, I could do the same thing for every other company. The reason I did that is because I knew the operation of the company of Long's, and I knew the history of Long's, and I knew everything that Long's that there is to be known. Thereby the whole aspect is that it stayed open. Aside from the fact that the president and CEO in 2008 decided to secretly put the company up for sale, which was stupid. But thankfully, the stores are in Hawaii, still under the control and operation of CVS, unfortunately. Because CVS sold expired items and left expired items on the shelving, as well as our freezers, and they've been sued 3 times in 3 separate years for the same issue and problem. But now the CVS is expecting their customers to let their employees know, instead of having their employees do something about it to make sure that there's no expired items. And I've mentioned this before, that the company of Long's had scheduled in different locations, different districts, and different managements, granted too, per store, that one employee would go up and down in various different aisles at different points within the day, if at all, depending on the size of the store, though, too, and the employee's schedule, whatnot, right? Within the same week, and they would go up and down to make sure there was not one, not even more than one, expired item on the shelving anywhere, or even in the freezers. And they would replace it with a whole new item, or the same item updated. CVS doesn't do that, and hasn't done that. They expect you customers to inform the employees, or eventually they will take care of it, but not right off the fucking bat, which is also the base of showing that they don't give a damn about the customers. And in this case, in the delivery aspect, that's what UPS is showing. The brown UPS is showing. They don't give a damn about if the customer is satisfied or not, whether if they get the package when they're home all day or not, or even if they were to inform them that of when they're going to be coming by again. That way, they'd be able to have it set and ready for someone to sign for you. You know, in order for the person that the package is being delivered to actually gets the damn thing. That right there would be comparably acceptable. But have they done that? No. If they do, it's very seldomly. Now, think about that though. Would you rather have a package that's delivered to your door? Nobody has to sign for it. Nobody did sign for it, but it's left at your door. But yet, of course, with the current things, especially during the holidays, it's taken, right? Then you don't know if it showed up or not, right? By the time you get home. And there are times where it's not stolen, but yet it doesn't show up at all. But yet, even when you're also home the whole entire week, it doesn't show up. Not even during the weekend. But yet, also, it goes right over to a address and business location that it's not labeled to go to. But yet they just drop it off over there, and you have to go you may have to go at times clear across town just to show your ID and get the damn package. With the damn package still having your address on there. It's like an advertisement saying, oh, this is where this person lives at. That right there, UPS Brown, is bad customer service and bad customer relations. You do not, unless it's brought to your attention by the customer that it's being delivered to, that it's okay to have that as a secondary location. I never said it was okay to have that as a secondary location of where my other package, my two packages were to start with. And I know to many people it's not okay to have that as a secondary location without it being mentioned as a secondary location. But yet it's just dropped off there anyway. Just to be rid of it. And I've heard many packages being tossed over the fence of gated communities. Also a bad thing. Bad customer relations. And they don't really care or even think that it could easily be something breakable. So basically, it's the one thing is that UPS Brown either restructure your operations of delivery service, or have way less customers and see more and more of your competitors flourish as you go into Section 11 UPS. And trust me, as a business advocate, I don't want to see that. As a caring human being, I don't want to see that because people need employment. So UPS Brown, think about what I said. You can have it done in a way I said earlier in this video, or watch more and more people put their reliability on your competitors, which basically would make you, UPS Brown, to the point to where you wouldn't be able to afford to stay in business as time goes on. I'm just letting you know because I feel that it needs to be said. And I know that every other person out there that's dealt with this type of shit from any other company would feel the same way. So basically, I know that every other company is paying attention to this. Every other company's other employees would be watching this, and those people need to take what I said when it comes to even though this video is directed to UPS Brown, it still relates to every other delivery company. Think about that. This is C.R.P.H.A, humanitarian advocate and business advocate. If you have any questions or if you want me to mention more on this subject, be that of a part 2 or an addition aspect or anything else, please let me know in the comment section or on C.R.P.H.A Business or Humanitarian Advocate on Facebook. Have a good day.